Actually, I want to turn to the other side of the desk here, where we have France 24's Chief International Affairs Editor, Rob Parsons. Rob, let's keep going on this topic of, we can call it illiberal democracy, if you will, as it's called in Hungary. Erdogan, he's already got the media on his side, the independence of the judiciary heavily eroded. We talk about him further consolidating power in the next 5-year term. What's left for him to do? What might it look like?
We were talking about this earlier on. You know, the likelihood is that he will try to consolidate power even more. Turkey will become even more autocratic in the months and years ahead than it is today. And he will perhaps be forced in that direction because of the economic problems that the country is likely to face, although we heard there from the representative of the AK party that he's confident that the economy can be turned around. It has to be said that there are not many at the moment, either internationally or within Turkey itself, who share that point of view. If you just look, for instance, at the colossal damage done by the earthquake in southeast Turkey, estimated at $103 billion, that is 9% of Turkish GDP. They're talking about building those houses within the next year. Where is the money going to come from? You know, with inflation officially at 44%, but probably much, much higher than that, with unemployment high, with people barely able to meet their needs at the moment. The economy is heading towards a crunch unless things turn around. And the international climate, as the guy from the AK party pointed out, is not beneficial at the moment to turning the economy around. So a whole bunch of things are happening at the same time that don't work in Turkey's favor. So the question that I have in my mind is looking forward. Given how close this election was, and despite the fact that Erdogan had all the power of the state at his disposal, including almost total control over the media, in particular television, but also control over the judiciary, the ability to give gifts to particular sectors of the working population, to civil servants and so on. Despite that, it was very, very close. So my question is there going to be a point a little bit down the road when he starts to panic and starts to believe that he's losing control of the population, and the only way he can survive at that point is by clamping down even more on human rights, taking even tighter control of the judiciary, squeezing out any sign of opposition in the media? I think there's a pretty fair chance that may happen.
All right. And person Erdogan, he loves revenge. And he already made it clear before the first round that you shall pay when I win again. And that was pointing out to main opposition and also the Kurdish politicians. Yeah.
Well, it was interesting, sorry to interrupt you, but he was talking about, you know, when he made his speech, he kept referring to Istanbul.
Right.
And, we are going to be back. Istanbul, of course, is where he lost that election to İmamoğlu, who became, next year it's the municipal elections. And although he was saying, thank you, Istanbul, this time around, actually Istanbul has voted against Erdogan in this election as well. So, revenge is certainly way up in his mind, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. He wants to gain back Istanbul. And he can, given the carte blanche of this election, Erdogan feels that he can continue criminalizing anybody challenging him. And there is no, there's no independent judiciary. Like in the case of, for example, Brazil, we saw that there was judiciary, and also in India, etc. But this is lacking in Turkey totally now. So it's a free ride that we will see, and that's, I think, scary for the future.
And as we heard from Jesper, there's not a lot of magnanimity in that victory speech, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that.
And the lifetime presidency is in the making, because the more, as Robert says, the more he controls the institutions and power grab continues, this means automatically a lifetime presidency.